This isn't gonna work well.
It's fun. Hi guys, I am Cindy Brown and welcome to Supposably Chic. This is the first episode of Chic House. Guys, it is now time for you guys to go on a journey with me while we take our new house and turn it into a home. Guys, we're gonna do this step by step. Sometimes we're gonna do it room by room. Sometimes we're gonna do it piece by piece. But so glad to have you here on the journey with me. In our first episode, guys, we are going to tackle the room that I have dreamed about for the longest time, and that is the craft room. If you have been watching for a while, you know that in our former house we had 3 bedrooms. And one of those bedrooms was, actually had triple duty. It was my home office where I do my day job. It was my craft room, and it was a sort of multi-purpose storage room. So when we moved to the new house, there is space everywhere, and I finally, for the first time in my life, have my own craft room space. So knowing that I was gonna have a craft room, and sort of thinking about the types of crafts that I do. I do a lot of vinyl crafts, you know, both adhesive vinyl and like kind of heat shrink t-shirts. I do furniture refinishing, and I do a lot of like wreath making deco mesh. So I knew I needed some pretty decent flat surfaces. So I started out with just the basics, and I went to Ikea and I got this Stillman Abel, I think is how you pronounce it, table set. We have 3 pieces. We have a corner unit, and then we have 2 flat units. So that's a pretty decent flat space for what I'm looking to do. Let me just take you on a tour real quick of what we got so far around the room, and you'll see all these things are sitting on the floor and on the desktop. Guys, they need a little something, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. So let's start with the left wall. You can see here that we have a pretty decent sized closet. What we will be doing soon is taking out that actual closet rod area up there and probably putting shelves in through all of this. I wanted this room specifically because it had 2 windows in it, but that actually is going to be a little bit of a drawback for me when we start talking about what is really lacking here in the room. We know that we have this nice full wall right here, and then the corner area, and then it goes to our second window. All right, and then off into this corner, we have my heat press caddy, which holds my heat presses and some of the things from my vinyl. We have my beautiful hutch, guys. This is a first piece, the first large piece of furniture that I ever refurbished and refinished, and it's one of my favorite pieces, and I was so glad that I held on to it and didn't sell it, because it has a really great place here in my craft room. And then we have this little bit of wall space here until we get to the craft room door. So guys, what do you see that's missing? Storage space, right? There is none of it with the exception of that hutch. And the hutch truly was designed for like dishes. So the shelves are about that wide, I guess, deep. So there's not a lot of storage space. So Steve and I are heading off to Ikea right now, my partner in crime. And what we're gonna do is take a look at some wall cabinet options. We have all of this wall space up here that we can make something happen with. So what I'm thinking about doing is using all of this space right here for cabinets, maybe have a corner cabinet right here, and then perhaps in the corner above the heat press, if that makes sense to have some smaller cabinets. The other thing we can do is we can move the hutch a little bit closer to the door, to the open door, and maybe put some cabinet space there. So one of the design parameters that we're looking at today is width and height. Okay, because obviously I would love to have, you know, the largest cabinet space I can have. Ikea sells 15, 20, 30, and 40-inch high cabinets, and they sell 21 and 30 wide. And you can get those combinations. So what we've been sort of looking at is, if I'm here doing a craft, this is as close as I can get to the wall with the desk in the way. So functionally, how high can I go to get something out of the cabinet? And how far out do I want the cabinet to be to where, like, obviously I don't want to be leaning in to work on something and bonk my head. So that's what we're looking at, guys. We're gonna head off to Ikea right now. We will come back and show you guys what we decided to grab. What I'm looking for, which I didn't mention, is a kind of like this sort of seamless white look. So we're going to do something very similar with the cabinets, maybe just some plain white cabinets. And we will check back in when we get back from Ikea and let you know what we got. All right, guys, so we are back from Ikea. We decided on 2 30-inch shelves, 2 40-inch shelves, and a 40-inch corner cabinet. So with no further ado, I'm going to bring in my carpenter, my Ty Pennington, if you will, my hubby Steve Brown, and he is going to start putting together the corner cabinet.
Hey everybody, Steve Brown here. According to Cindy, her carpenter handyman guy, just follow the directions and do what I'm supposed to do. Hey, we've got this corner cabinet we're going to put together right now, and the reason we're going to put these cabinets together all at one time, so we want to sort of butt them up, take a real measurement of them, and then we'll know how long to make the rail that we got to put above. So, you know, Ikea stuff's pretty easy to follow along with, so I'm just going to cut into this box and start assembling it. You'll get to see some of it you're not going to care about. So here we go. All right, got it opened. A box of hardware, some stuff, some more stuff, and this stuff. Looks like the top and bottom pieces. One on the side, and you know, sidebar, it's pretty cool that Cindy already has this work surface because I'm using it as a work surface. Back to work. Okay, got everything out of the box. Instructions. Instructions are in Swedish. Just kidding. Well, now I just think I'll go through and follow the real easy IKEA instructions and put this thing together. Nothing real complicated about it. Let's just make it happen. Well, there you go. That is the fully assembled corner section, and a lot heavier than I expected it to be, but it seems pretty robust. So I think Cindy's going to get a lot of years of great service out of this cupboard. I'm going to go through and make the other two, and we'll put them all up here, take a dimension, make sure we like the way everything is. Then we will hang them. After that, we'll put the doors and the shelves and all that in. So give me a minute to make those, and then Cindy and I will put these things up.
Hi guys, while Steve was working on the corner cabinet, I was working on the under desk storage. This is Alex. I've done everything now. I'm working on the drawers, and we'll have our first Alex set to go. We bought two, one for each side of the craft table. And if you guys have ever built anything in IKEA, you know the first one takes forever. And then the subsequent ones, 2, 3, 4, etc., are lickety-splickety. So while this took me about probably 40 minutes to put together, I'm going to bet I'm going to have the second one put together in less than 20 minutes. I'll let you know how I did in just a little bit.
Okay, so I've got the corner unit built, the two adjoining units assembled, and we're just got them sitting here on the floor. It's a little too bulky to put up on the work table right now. But everything came together pretty well. Like I said, this stuff seems pretty solid. I think Cindy's going to be really happy with the finished result. I'm going to spend some time now just understanding how this rail system goes in here to mount these, and then I'm going to mount them. But I think right now I hear some stuff going on in the hallway over there. Let's go see what Cindy's working on.
So you caught me, guys, working on Alex number 2. Alex number 1, if you want to come over and do a close-up real quick over here, honey, is complete. That's going to give us lots of sort of drawer storage. I was talking about how cool and easy the Alex was. It was great until it got to the drawer slides, and guys, don't get me started, but it was hellacious. I think Alex number 2 will go quicker. All right, guys, let's come into the craft room and see what Steve has been doing while I've been working diligently on the Alex.
Hey, babe, how you doing?
All right, so as you can see, what we're doing here is we're leveling the rail system, and that's one of the cool things about the IKEA cabinet system is that instead of taking each and every cabinet, mounting it to the wall, and then trying to level each cabinet separately, they use a rack system, a rail system, I guess it's called, like this. So what you do is you mount the rail, make sure the rail is level, like Steve's doing right there.
Like that.
And then all you do is hang the cabinets off the back of the railing.
Just hang them.
When you watch Steve build the cabinets, you saw that he put brackets on them, and then he also put spacers down the bottom. So once the cabinet hangs off of this railing, there's also a spacer down the bottom so that it's flush against the wall and the cabinet doesn't actually bow back and forth. But it's pretty solid. It's a pretty cool system. Like I said, it's a heck of a lot easier to level, like Steve is doing, one piece of railing than to try and level multiple cabinets.
Yeah, and that's a really straight edge right there. And the way they've got this set up, we don't actually need to get into the studs, it seems, just every 12 inches. set an anchor in the wall, and I got a way I'm going to do that. But yeah, I think
he's the king of the auger anchors, you guys.
I love auger anchors. I think we're pretty close. I'm going to just get that leveled out and get those augers set.
Right.
We'll start hanging these suckers.
Oh,
by the way, I hope you ate your Wheaties. These weigh 1,000,000 pounds, and I'm going to need you to help me set them. All this is good times.
So gang, look at all the storage space we're gonna have with just 3 cabinets. I think that Steve and I made the right decision by getting a 40-inch high and a 30-inch wide cabinet layout.
Well, we're trying to get 24 inches clearance from the top of the work table to the bottom of the cabinet. And the cabinet's a 40 inches tall, so see that mark way up there? That's where the top of that rail's gotta go. So I think I need to get a ladder in here, and it's gonna get really fun when Cindy and I try to put these things up here. So stay tuned for that. Well, I got the rails up for Cindy's new cabinets, and I think I got it right, and it seems pretty secure. So we're gonna go grab Cindy and see if she can help me put one of these cupboards up right here.
Good morning, guys. We decided that we spent an awful lot of time last night putting this stuff together. We wanted to be fresh when it comes time to hang them. So here we are. You can see that we decided to start with one of the straight ones because it's a little less complex than the corner cabinet. It went up like a dream, way easier than we expected. So now is the moment for putting the corner cabinet up, but you can kind of see the size and dimensions of what it's going to look like when everything is up. So with no further ado, I'm going to step to the side and let my strong man over here mount the corner cabinet. Here we go.
Wish me luck, people. This is the most complicated version of what we're doing, and so we'll see if my superhuman strength.
I have no doubt, guys.
Easier without that table.
And boom, it's in. Wow.
Watch this. Yeah, yeah.
That was pretty doggone easy, wasn't it, you guys? And, you know, we had the 2 rails on each wall, so we thought there might be some issue, but boom, there's my corner cabinet. Woo.
Hey, watch this. This will be fun.
Now we're gonna slide this one over. See how easy it slides, guys? This rail system.
It's a little bizarre, but we fixed that with the screws that we're gonna set in there later.
All right, guys, so all 3 are up. I'm very excited about this space. There is a gap that we noticed between the corner cabinet and the 2 straight cabinets, and what it is since they're just hanging on hooks, it's sort of pulled away from the wall a little bit, so there are pieces of hardware that Steve Stoss put in that's gonna actually permanently attach these to the rail so they don't go anywhere. And once we do that, that corner cabinet's gonna go up and back, and it's gonna be a perfectly seamless fit. So I'm gonna get out of here so he can work on that, and we will show you the finished product.
And there you go. I got all the doors on. You can see I got all the shelves inside. I think it looks pretty good. I think Cindy's gonna be pretty happy with it. So why don't we call her in here and see what she thinks. Cindy, come on in.
Coming.
She's coming. It takes her a while. She's way down at the other end. Hey.
Oh my God, they're already done.
There you go.
What do you guys think? Woohoo! Look at that. Oh, and they already have the shelves in them. Okay, I'm all.
I saved you something to do though.
You did?
Yeah. See these little guys right here? You can't see them. They're little rubber deals that go right there so we don't get this. Oh my God, though, that was loud.
Wow, so guys, you saw how awesome my handyman is. That I basically said, I like these cabinets, I want them right here, and then I actually went and did the under table storage, which we'll put in here in just a minute. Came back and blah, everything is complete.
Well, there it is.
There it is. All right, well, I'm gonna get a step stool right now and put these do my little piece so I can say I built these cabinets myself.
I will leave the rest to you. See you later, everybody.
All right, guys, so phase 1 of the craft room organization is complete. We're gonna do a little pan around so you can see everything. We've got our phenomenal new storage cabinets up here. We have our under the desk Alex is installed. And guys, next step for me is to start putting everything in its place so that we have a great, organized, efficient craft room. So now the design and the construction piece of actually building the craft room is finished. The focus now is the organization, determining what I want to put where, how I want to organize the drawers, how I want to organize the cupboards, that kind of thing. The other piece for me is personalizing this craft room, making it like my own. So it's not just a room with a bunch of furniture in it. So I have been delving into Joanna Gaines's Homebody design book, and as you can see, it's a pretty thick book and I've kind of just gotten started on it, but there are already two takeaways that have really got me thinking about this whole design piece that she shares, and one of them is, instead of trying to take your home and make it an exact replica of a picture that you saw somewhere or a blog post that you saw somewhere, actually make it your home that actually speaks to what your home is about, what makes you happy. Okay, and so that I really sort of took me back for a second, because I thought, yeah, exactly what I want to do with this house is make it definitely a home that speaks to our passions, our interests, and what makes us happy. So when I was talking about doing something with the rest of the walls, you know, I was thinking maybe like inspirational pictures, or maybe, you know, I don't know, some kind of little paintings. Guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take my own creations, things that have ideas that I've had that I've turned into something, whether it's a wooden sign or you know, a vinyl reverse canvas. And that's what I'm going to start putting around my craft room, is sort of reflections of me and of my craftiness. So stay tuned for that, because I do have a couple of things I'm going to put up, but yeah, that's sort of where I'm going here. From the organizational standpoint, oh, I'm sorry, the second thing that I took so far, just from the first couple chapters of the Homebody book, is don't put a timeline on your design and your decor. You know, don't rush to, you know, find the perfect lamp or the perfect picture frame. Add them when it's appropriate. When you find that gem, that piece that sort of speaks to you for your home, add it then. And it just took so much pressure off of me, because that's exactly what we're going to do. And I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the things I'm going to put in this room that mean something to me. But let's get the organization piece out of the way first. When we were at Ikea, of course, also is like the kings of organization. And they had these cute little file boxes that I initially, you see they got pretty good space, they got pretty good height. So my initial thought was, we do have dead space from the cabinet to the ceiling. So as you can see right here, I was planning on just putting them up on top of the cabinet. And here's where my plan went a little bit askew. These file boxes also go perfectly into the cupboards. Okay, the doors will close on them, it's fine. They can be labeled. Right here is a little spot to put a label, so we can label them with whatever they are, paints, brushes, vinyl, etc. And they fit on every shelf, guys, see that? So my first thought was, I'll just go online to Ikea and order more. But then, again, that's up there a ways. I think our ceilings here are 10 feet. So I'm going to have to get a ladder or a step ladder every single time I want to get something down from there. And then that took me sort of full circle back to the fill your home with items that you love. In our previous kitchen, we had the same type of thing. We had some sort of dead space above our cabinets, between the top of our cabinets and our ceiling. And so what I had done over the years was, when I would head up to like an antique shop or a flea market, I was kind of on a search for old/antique kitchen items. So a couple of the ones that I have are things like old copper teapots. This is actually an old antique mixer. And then and these are just a couple of pieces I have, guys. And this is an old egg cooker. And then an old sieve. An old sieve, I think is how you pronounce it. So these guys used to be on the top of my kitchen cupboards, Our new kitchen, the cabinets go all the way up to the ceiling, so these have just been sitting in a box, and ironically, Steve and I have a commitment that we're going to unpack 5 boxes per week until we're done. So lo and behold, today as I was trying to determine what I was going to do with the file boxes and the space above the cabinets, Steve came across this box of all my antique kitchenware. And so I thought, what if, again, bringing what I love and kind of, I don't want to go as far as say I collect these, but I definitely always have my eye out for kind of unique pieces like this. What if these pieces get showcased up in that space above the cabinets? But that is the plan. We are going to utilize the file boxes inside the cupboards, and we're going to display some of my antique kitchenware up in the space above the cabinets. So this concludes the first episode of Chic House. You got to watch us take our craft room from sort of ideology to design to construction to organization and then to decor. This is what we're going to be doing here every Wednesday on Chic House, so please make sure that you stay tuned. If you are new here at the channel, that's just 3 things of all new visitors. That is like, share, and subscribe. Like this episode, share it with your friends, and subscribe so you won't miss any new content that we have coming out. Also, if you hit the little bell icon, it will actually notify you every time we get new content. Guys, thank you again so much for coming into my home and sharing this experience with me. Would love to hear feedback and comments. If you are new here at the channel, I ask you to do me just one favor, that's just pound that subscribe button down below me. And since you are new here at the channel, I'm going to throw a couple videos right here and right here. It's going to get you started to let you know what we're all about, guys. Again, thanks so much. This is our first episode of Chic House. We will see you next week, and make it a good one.